Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Healthy Living event sponsored by the Juice Plus community. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Carol Turnbow. I'm a qualified senior sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company, right on the verge of SSC. I've got my 2-month qualification coming up. So super excited. It's been a great month. I am also a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a mama. I'm a CrossFit coach. I'm a CrossFit Masters athlete, but my true passion is nutrition. I love teaching people that food really does heal the body. So tonight you're going to be hearing from myself and some of my teammates. We're all on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world. And I'm going to start tonight by introducing our product line. Our product line is simple and will continue to be simple because it's food. It's food that our body needs on a daily basis. So Juice Plus has figured out how to put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Amazing concept. We have this first 3 products here. These are our fruit, our veggie, and our berry blend. They're 100% plant-based all the way down to the capsule, better than organic, non-GMO, picked at the peak of ripeness with an NSF seal of approval. And what that means is that what is in the product is actually on the label. So if you look at our fruit label, you can't read it, but I'm going to read it for you. I'm just going to hold it up nice and close there. But what that says on there is apple, peach, cranberry, orange, papaya, cherry, pineapple. It's fruit in a capsule. My favorite part is that our product carries a nutrition label. So this isn't just another supplement or a vitamin. It's food in a capsule, like I said, because it carries your nutrition label. We also have our full spectrum of plant-based omegas, omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Juice Plus has cut out the middleman. We've all heard of omega-3s where we go, get our omega-3s from our fish oil. Well, Juice Plus has taken the fish out, the middleman, and went straight to the algae, which is where the fish go to get the omega-3s, okay? And we have a plant-based product made of algae oil, pomegranate seed oil, tomato seed oil, and other oils. This is also, did I say vegan? 100% vegan, all the way down to the capsule. We have our complete protein powders. They come in vanilla and chocolate. I cannot go a day without them. I love them. I actually use mine as a post-workout. After my CrossFit workouts, I love to down a complete shake and eat a banana. It just gets everything back up and running again like it needs to be. We have complete bars, and we have a aeroponic growing system. It's called a tower garden. It grows up. It takes up about a 5x5 space, maybe 4x4 space in my hallway right now. I'm in Indiana. It's in the middle of my hallway. I'm growing fresh herbs, fresh lettuces, spinach, chard. I have broccoli on there. I have Brussels sprouts, and I'm in Indiana. It's winter still, and I have fresh vegetables every day, so I love it. So tonight we have an amazing lineup of speakers. Dr. Tamara Sachs is going to speak, and she's brought a team of people with her, and they're going to share their stories, and I can't wait. So Dr. Sachs, it's all up to you now.
Oh my goodness, thank you. I'm just
no pressure.
Never any pressure. It's all good. So I have a small handful of my team with me tonight, and I'm really grateful that they take the time to share their stories and their journey with this product and this company with me tonight. I love these calls. It gives new people a chance to really see the real deal, right? It's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, and that's cool, but there's so much more to this product and this company and this community. So I'm going to start with just a little story about myself, and then I'm going to have Sue and Kate and Brendan pick up the rest. So I was introduced to this company, this product 21 years ago. I can't even believe it's been that long. It just, time flies, as you all probably can agree with me on that. So what happened was a dear friend of mine tried to get me to listen to her, and I didn't. It wasn't my time. The timing wasn't there for me. But the beauty is that she didn't give up on me. She kept offering me information. I honestly don't remember because I wasn't interested yet, right? But the story goes that it was 2 years that she kept trying to get me to look at information, listen to something, and so on. And so long story short, I finally did. And I'm eternally grateful that she didn't give up on me because honestly, this business, this product and this business have completely changed my life from what it would have been or could have been otherwise, which would have been fine. It would have been a good life. But the life I have because of this company and this community is just wonderful to me, and I'm eternally grateful. So Francis introduced us to the product, and we didn't get it at first. My late husband Joe and I, Joe is a surgeon, I'm a physician. Neither of us got it at first. There was a paradigm shift between multivitamins and food that 21 years ago wasn't as obvious as it is now. No one was talking about how good broccoli or superfoods. Those terms didn't exist 21 years ago, as many of you know. So there was a time to get used to this idea. I will admit I was cynical, if not skeptical, or the other way around. And it took me a little time. But once I saw the research, at the time there were 5 published studies, which was 5 more than I expected to see on any product, nutritional or otherwise. And they were not what I expected. They were not studies in quotes that are really just advertisement, that are really just buy a lab, do what you want, and then show people results from any old lab. That's what I thought they were going to show me about Juice Plus, but actually they showed me real research. And I've done real research. I published real research. I went to schools that, Yale and Nat Sinai, that required that you understood how to read research. So when I saw these studies on Juice Plus, my mind was blown. Really everything changed for me. It was no longer a cynical, skeptical, maybe this has some value. It became, oh my goodness, you can change the world with this stuff. You can lower inflammation, you can lower oxidative stress and free radical damage. And my legs and my head started to spin with what this kind of really meant. So my late husband and I, Joe, started taking it. We had a 3 or 4-year-old. I'm not sure, Margot, at this time how old she was, but we were giving it to her. Little capsules, opening them up in her food. We understood the value of the product, and we understood that it was really special. But that step of sharing it to patients took a while, took a few months for me. And what happened was I finally realized that not sharing it with other people was all about me and not about them. It was all about my ego. It was all about me being afraid of what people would think, what my colleagues would say, that I was sharing a product. Again, 20 years ago, doctors didn't share products, especially in my little town. So it was all about me. And when I finally got that it wasn't about me, that this was a product that needed to be shared, that I was getting advantage from it, I was getting benefit, my kid was getting benefit, we were taking it, to not tell other people was fundamentally wrong. Unethical, immoral, whatever. I finally got that. And so I have not stopped sharing it ever since, because I think that's an obligation for me, for what I have chosen to do with my life, which is medicine. I feel obliged to share anything that has tremendous health value with no risk, is affordable and makes sense, and has research, right? I have to share it. It is totally unethical of me not to. So Frances did one other very smart thing besides being persistent. When she saw that we became interested more than a little bit, Joe and I, in the business, she got her senior upline involved immediately. She called Cynthia Gompers. Many of you know Cynthia, because Frances recognized she was out of her depth. But even if she hadn't been out of her depth, she did the right thing. She got someone senior to be third party, and that made all the difference. So Cynthia Gompers was kind enough to drive, I'm not sure, 3 hours, several hours down to have lunch with us. And she literally drew out the circles on a napkin at lunch. I kid you not. And we got a vision. We got a vision of what could be. We were both in private practice. We were both incredibly busy. We were making some good money, but we had absolutely no time to do anything with it. If we stopped working even for a week, the overhead of our 2 offices was overwhelming for overhead, and we couldn't take time off to enjoy ourselves. So it was a catch-22, and we both loved what we did, but we didn't want to do it forever. So this became an opportunity to change that, and it did. And over the last 20 years, I don't have time to share all the wonderful things that have happened, but it has totally changed my life for the good. Has given me options and freedoms that I would never have had. And then when bad things happen, it was there for me. So I mentioned my husband was my late husband. So over a dozen years ago or so, my husband died suddenly. And because of this business and because of the residual income that we had built as a team going forward with this business, as horrible as that was to lose my husband, financially, it was not a blow. And that's huge. I didn't have to worry about our mortgage, about private school tuition, about selling our house. I didn't have all those worries that most widows have to worry about. I at least had the financial security that I've always had and have had since. So medical benefits, residual income, a community that supported me and loved me and helped me through that horrible time, took care of my team for me when I could not because I was grieving. All of that is why making the decision to join this company and work this business and build a team, I count it as one of the top 4 most important things I've ever done in my life. Getting married, going to medical school, having my daughter, and joining this community. There is nothing better that I can imagine that has changed my life and given me so many choices and freedoms the way that this has done. So with that, I will turn it over to my team, who also have some great stories to share with you. I think we have a list here. I'll go in order of our list. How's that? So I'm going to go with Sue Devine first. Sue, I think you're there. I saw you. So Sue Devine lives in Virginia Beach with her elderly dad, who she is taking care of now, who she moved down to take care of. But she used to have a big career in music and in the entertainment industry in New York City. So she's well connected with that world as well. And then I'll let her share the rest of her story. Sue?
Hey, thank you guys. I'm grateful that I'm able to be here. And I'm very grateful that you had your napkin meeting with Cynthia, because I'm a result of your napkin meeting and your courage to share with people. So thank you. I'm Sue Devine. I lived in New York City for 21 years, where I worked in the music industry. Excuse me, I'm a little nervous. I was a creative executive, and I did career development for songwriters and film composers. I had a wonderful career that I loved. And I learned about Juice Plus from my physical therapist in New York City. At the time I learned about it, at the time that happened, I was reading a lot of books about functional medicine, learning about nutrition. And I'm reading that we need 7 to 13 servings a day, fistfuls. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you talking about? So 7 to 13 servings across the whole rainbow every single day. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I want to do good at this. I feel that I need to do good at this. I come home from a busy day at work, and the very last thing in the world I want to do is cook a proper meal. So there was a lot of bowls of pasta and other mishmash, and I thought I was doing pretty good. I had refrigerator hopes and dreams, and I would have a refrigerator full of the great ideas of veggies and things I bought at the supermarket or at the farmer's market, even better. And you buy more than, you get carried away and think you can eat it all in one day, and you bring it home, and a week later I'm throwing it away and it's floppy and I haven't had a chance to eat most of it. So when my physical therapist talked to me about, so let me just say then, I was probably getting 2 to 4 servings of vegetables, fruits, and berries a day. I would have given myself an A+. It's probably more like 3 or 2. I'd have thought I was doing good because I'm eating something every day, and I'm reading this book and I'm like, ooh, not so much. You're falling very short. So when my physical therapist turned me on to Juice Plus, fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule, I was like, oh my gosh, if this is for real, this is going to solve a lot. This will make it easier and give me a good start. And so he shared the clinical research with me. And guys, the clinical research is so impressive. What he showed me then, I've learned so much more since. And the more you learn about it, the more it explodes your brain. But it's when he showed it to me, it's people like Yale, Harvard, MD Anderson, NIH, Vanderbilt. These people are very smart. So I thought, okay, this makes sense. I'm going to get started. And I'm so grateful that I did. I live now in Virginia Beach for the last 6 years, where I'm the primary caretaker for my aging dad. And I'm super grateful now, actually, to be able to be here and be here with Dad. When I arrived in Virginia Beach, I had 2 injured feet. I had injured all of the soft tissue in the bottom of both feet. And when the tissues healed, I was left with high levels of chronic pain. I was using a wheelchair, and for the first 3 years here, the first year and a half, I did all of my physical therapy in a swimming pool, and I used the wheelchair on land. And for the next year and a half, I did more and more physical therapy on land. And at the end of a 3-year period, I could walk an hour a day and run 30 minutes once a week. Oh, so I was very, very excited. You know, when you're in a process, and you know, we're all healthy until we're not. And when you're in a process, you're hoping for this great outcome and you're trying to hold this vision, but you simply don't know. As I went through the process, I worked with a physical therapist and my doctor of functional medicine here in Virginia Beach. And as I realized more and more and learned from them that nutrition was the very big half of my success. I did physical therapy every day. It was my something different every day, my full-time attention going to that goal. But the big half was the nutrition piece. And I was so grateful. As I learned that, I was just so grateful that my physical therapist in New York had taken the time to share about it with me. And I'm just grateful I had that tool. It was one of the critical tools to my success. Now I'm in Virginia Beach and I'm keeping my own fitness front and center. I need to keep doing daily workouts to maintain my gains. I have dad to keep care of, and our aging house is occupying a lot of attention as well. And while I'm here juggling all of this, I'm watching my mentor, Scott, the physical therapist in New York, and I'm seeing him on Facebook, and he's a father of 4. He's got a physical therapy practice with 2 offices and multiple staff members, and he's busy. And I see him on the side in Facebook. He's in these pictures at events and dinners and having fun with people and crossing a stage with medals and awards. And he's having this awesome little Juice Plus side business on the side. I'm like, yes, please. So as I'm wondering what's going to happen as I get better and what my work is going to be, I'm like secretly eyeing Scott's progress and Facebook page and all the fun and success he's having. And I'm like, yeah, totally. That's going to be for me. And a good friend of mine was like, I want to eat these veggies and capsules. She wanted some. And I was like, oh, as soon as I'm ready, I'm going to do this business. And she's like, I can wait a little. So this is funny. She's like, come on, let's do this. So I got started with the business and I'm very grateful I did. I've had a bunch of promotions and bonuses. And I'm on the cusp of a promotion prior to that one Carol mentioned. So I'm on the cusp of one now. And in getting here, I've helped a couple of my team members get promotions. They each got a $400 bonus. So did I each time. The next promotion will come with a $1,000 bonus and an expense account to reinvest into my business. I'm very excited about both these things. And I'm looking forward to using that bonus towards infrared sauna. I'll get Dr. Sachs's help for picking out a great one. And, you know, when I worked in the music business, I loved it. And the music business was declining and I would do great work, as many of us did, and there were no more promotions or raises or bonuses. There was no shortage of work, but there was a shortage of raises and promotions and bonuses. So I'm very grateful that I'm in charge. I set my own hours. I can put my foot on the gas or ease up. I can choose my priorities as I need to, even if that's the beach at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I feel like it. So I'm grateful that I'm in charge. And if I put the work in, I do build the income in my own business. And I do have an ability to achieve the bonuses and the promotions. So I'm grateful. Thank you for listening to my story. And I hope that you were able to gain something from it. We can't hear you.
I muted and I didn't observe the Zoom etiquette of unmuting quickly enough. Sorry. I love your story, Sue. Thank you for sharing. I love that you're able to take care of your dad and not worry about money and be able to do this and also heal your own injuries. So very, very cool. Next, we have Sue Saccardo, who's also on my team, and I'm very proud of that. She is from New York. She's a physical therapist. I'm sorry, she's the trainer. I apologize, Sue. I was thinking of Sue Devine's story there for a minute. You have a wonderful story too. Wonderful story of both work and health, and why you're happy to be here and share your story. So I'll just let you do that.
Thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you all for being here and allowing me to share my story with you. I am a certified athletic trainer, so similar to a physical therapist, and a personal trainer. And when Juice Plus was introduced to me, it was at a time in my life when I was buying a new house. I was going from a condo to a house, and the money aspect was scary. It was going to be a large commitment, and working as a personal trainer, I was not in 100% control of my income or the hours that I worked. You see, you work really odd hours. I started my day at 5:30 in the morning with a client and ended some nights at 9:30 at night with a client. You have to be available when people want you. And the part that was also very scary for me was when a client went away, I would make $0 on that person. So if a client went away for 3 weeks, that could seriously impact my paycheck, my ability to pay my bills. And I didn't have control over that. I can't tell a client, no, you can't go away. Everybody likes to take vacation. So I didn't know what to do though. So Juice Plus was introduced to me. I understood that fruits and vegetables are good for you, but I like the idea of having an additional source of income because I didn't have time to get another job and punch another clock. But I had time to make a phone call or two during the day that I could do. So I love the idea of the product as well, the fact that it was whole food based and it also had clinical research. So bringing Juice Plus into the lives of other people kind of aligned with what I was already doing in taking care of their health. But I didn't think I needed it. I had just finished a program to become a holistic health coach. I was told already how important fruits and vegetables were, and I got it. I was eating, I don't know how many servings a day, but I was eating vegetarian 4 to 5 days a week. I actually have a kale addiction. I need a support group. And most people won't even touch it, but maybe not on this phone. But I truly was eating vegetables, not just the vegetarian that just eats pasta. So I didn't think I needed it. But I understood there were plenty of people who don't do what I do. And so I got it, and there was no harm in taking it. So if I liked the business, I had to take the product. So I went on the product, and I had always been healthy according to all normal standards of care, thankfully, all blood tests, things like that. But the one thing I did suffer from was knee pain, which I thought was pretty much skeletal, and I can't change that. So what are you going to do? You either dwell on it or you ignore it. So I had a busy life. I chose to ignore it. So I went on Juice Plus, and I know it was April because it had to be after my closing. And it was 7 months later that I actually went to my orthopedist for a foot issue. And when I went to him, he was flipping through my chart. And mind you, he was the same orthopedist I had as a teenager when my knee pain started. So we had a long, healthy, not so healthy relationship, as it may be. And he was flipping through the chart, and he said to me, he's like, I haven't seen you in over a year. How are your knees doing? And this was being on Juice Plus for 7 months. And it's the first time that I thought about my knee pain. Because like I said, I didn't dwell on it. Just go do what you got to do. And I thought about it at that moment, and I was like, oh my God, my knees don't hurt. How is that possible? I swear the only thing I changed in my life was adding Juice Plus. And that kind of blew my mind. So I guess I did need this. And the reality is that hit me at that moment. If I was a healthy person, thought I was healthy, claimed to be healthy according to every doctor chart, how did fruits and vegetables make that much of a difference in my life? Because we're talking at that point in time, 26 years of knee pain. That's a long time. That's around the amount of time the product's been available. I mean, life could have been a little different if I started earlier. So the person that shared Juice Plus with me didn't know I had the knee pain, but they took a chance and they decided to share this with me anyway, just hoping that I would get the concept of fruits and vegetables. And I have to thank them for that, because it took courage on their part. And now it's on me to take courage to share it with other people. And with respect to having the income control and more control of my income, when I joined the business, I mean, this company was already probably $1 million company. And I had worked for the same gym, very high end corporate environment for 12 years when Juice Plus came into my life. And I remember walking out of the gym one day and my cell phone rang and it said Tennessee. I'm not sure if it said Juice Plus or what, but I remember the blood draining from my face. And I was like, oh my God, I messed something up. Why are they calling me? And I really thought I screwed up something because that was my impression of corporate. And I answered the phone, probably with my voice shaking. And it on the other end, they said, "Is this Sue?" And I said, "Yes." And this man said, "Hi, my name is Eddie Parker with the Juice Plus corporate office, and I'm calling to congratulate you on your first promotion." And I remember being dumbfounded because, I mean, this was a very successful company, and I probably made them $40. And they were calling to thank me for what I did. I didn't think what I did was that big a deal. I had been with my other company, the gym, for 12 years at that point. Never got a thank you for your tenure. Thanks for making us hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nothing. And here I got a phone call saying, thank you. And that to me speaks volumes about this company. And when you hear that they put people over profits, it's not a line. It's who they are to the core. And it's a company I'm very proud to be affiliated with. And I wasn't with my other one, so I left. And now I will have Juice Plus in my life forever as I do my personal training on my terms. So thank you. I hope that helps someone, and I plan to be here for a while.
I love it. I love it. A simple thank you goes so long. Being appreciated, working hard and being appreciated and rewarded for your work is just something that this company does. You're right. And they don't even think twice, whereas it made a huge impression on you. I get that. Brandon Sutton is our next speaker. I will let him share his story, but he is also in the bodywork field, has his own company and has been doing that for, I'm not sure, 20 years, Brandon? I'll let you share.
Oh, hello. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Brandon Sutton. I live on the coast of North Carolina, and I've been a licensed bodywork therapist for maybe over 23 years. So I've always been into health and wellness. And I guess my journey with this began a little over 6 years ago. My fiance and I, we were doing a lot of juicing. We really wanted to get healthy, and we were doing like a juice cleanse. We were doing like 6 juices a day. And I don't know if you've ever tried that at all, but it was very time consuming. I mean, we probably spent 3 hours shopping, slopping, dicing, slicing. I was like, I really, really love the way that this makes me feel, but I cannot sustain this anymore. There has to be a better way. I mean, I was so exasperated, and it felt like one of those like divine intervention things. I noticed a post on Facebook, and I was like, 30 fruits and veggies, ground up, dehydrated in a capsule. Yes, how fast can I get those? So we started doing that right away. And, I'm pretty sensitive to my body. And after about 3 or 4 days, I felt the same energy surge I felt from juicing multiple times a day. And I thought, great, I am all set. That is exactly what I was looking for. What I wasn't expecting was after maybe, I guess it was like 3 months or so, I realized I wasn't craving chocolate the way that I used to. And that was a big deal because I had it pretty bad for a Reese cup. And I know some of you all can appreciate that. My tower garden has come on, and I hope that you can still hear me. So I didn't realize that was going to be one of the things that was going to happen. And so I was extra excited about that. Another thing that happened, which was really cool because it was like the compounded effect of using it every day. I started to notice things after time came on. And after about 6 months, maybe I was at the dentist, and I was getting the work done. And they said, what are you doing different? Your gums aren't bleeding like they used to. And I said, I don't know. I don't know of anything different I'm doing. I was like,
Thank you, Brendan. Thank you. And to bring up the close, Kate O Malley. Kate's in Vermont. She's a nurse, but I'm going to let her tell her own story. So Kate, please.
Hey, thanks a lot. My name's Kate O Malley. I live in Vermont with my husband. I have 2 grown children who are back at home. And I've been involved with the Juice Plus business for 15 years. And I started, when I started, my kids were young. They were early teens. And it really made sense to me because we were a very busy family and had a crazy schedule like a lot of people can identify with. We were running around a lot. I knew nutrition was really important, but we did what we could with a busy schedule. So when I found out about Juice Plus, it really made sense to me. It seemed like it was a great thing, but when I looked at the research, it really made a lot of sense. And I'm a nurse, so I needed that extra little bit with the research that really helped me. So about the same time, I was picking up some extra hours at work. I was trying to cover some costs of some of the activities that my kids were in. So their sports and things were really starting to rev up. They were really getting serious in one specific sport. And there was a lot of extra costs. They were doing a lot of training. So we were paying trainers. They were going to camps. There was a lot of travel. And so I was picking up some extra time at work, and being a nurse, the hours that were available were on the weekends and the evenings and on the holidays. And so in the end, what was happening was I was working and missing out on a lot of the sports and activities and the holidays. And so all the things that I was working to fund, I was missing out on a lot of it. And things kind of came to a head when Jazz was 15. She called me. She was really excited after a ski race, and she called to tell me she had qualified for nationals. And she said in a really excited voice, "Mom, can you please try to get time off of work so you could come and watch me race?" And my heart just sank because I knew there was no way that on such short notice I could get time off of work. So that was at that point I realized I really needed to do something different. And Juice Plus was there. It had been there, and I already was a partner. I became a partner just because we were using all the products. The kids were on the health study, so that was totally a no-brainer. because they were athletes, I really felt like they needed the vineyard. That was really important for them. And then the Complete was just an amazing a drink for recovery. We had it, when we were on the go, when things were crazy, I'd bring it in the car, I'd bring it with me, and they'd have it, after the races or after a heavy workout. So, I was already a partner just to get it at a better price, really. And so I thought, why not give this a shot and go all in and really see if I could use this as my secondary income stream. And I'm so glad I made that decision. My life has changed a lot. And although I'm not a rock star in the business, I've steadily and consistently worked my business. And so because of that, I have a really nice, steady residual income that I get and I've gotten for years. So I quickly was able to stop working extra. I was able to decrease my hours. So now when things come up, I can go. So a couple of years ago, my dad needed to have his hip replaced, and it was super easy for me to just drop everything and go and help him and stay with my mom and dad to help him with his recovery. And this past winter, we packed up the car and we drove to Colorado, and we had a great family ski vacation, and we were gone a month. And that's something that people, it's those precious, precious family moments or time with loved ones, or, even if it's, it's the kinds of things that people don't take the time for or can't take the time for. And those are things that I am never going to miss again. So those are some of the things that really has impacted my life in a really positive way. And then one of the other things that's really been important to me about the business, and this is something I never expected going into it, which is just the community and the friendships and the camaraderie that I've gotten from this group of people. So, we're all like-minded people, so we all get along really well, but it's really important in our lives to surround ourselves with positive people. And you know how they always say you're the average of the 5 people that you surround, or you're the closest with and you surround yourself with. It's really important that we find people that share our values and that we can learn and grow from and that we admire. And that's what we get from this group. So it's not just, even, it might be my customers, but, I have the best friend I ever had in my life. I met through this business. And I never would have known her if it wasn't for this business, because she was a friend of a friend of a friend. And those friendships are so deep. And that's something that I just did not expect to get, out of a business, but it really has made a difference in my life. And I really value what I've gotten from the community as well. So that's what I've got.
Thank you, Kate. That was wonderful. Very heartfelt. All of you, I so appreciate all of you joining us tonight. My team, especially for taking the time to share their important thoughts, and all of you for joining all of us, and Carol especially for putting all this together.
Awesome. So many great stories. You guys, we're here every Thursday night sharing our Juice Plus health stories, our stories about the business, the company with the heart. Join us next Thursday. We'll definitely be here. And you guys have a great night.
Thank you all.